What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up, everybody? Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. This is your boy Chef Don Don. If you have not subscribed to the channel, please make sure that you do so. All right. Please make sure that you go ahead and subscribe, bang that notification bell, and then make sure you hit that like button as you come on up in here. We just gonna talk about what's hot and what's going on in the news. So as soon as you come in the kitchen, okay, make sure you kick off your shoes and relax your feet. I know that's right, Escape. Everybody except Tasha. But anyway, just kick off your shoes and relax your feet, and we're gonna have us a good time today. Okay. We do have a couple of things in the news, but before, again, make sure that you are subscribed. All right. Make sure you hit that like button. All right. And make sure you hit that notification bell so you don't miss any time that we actually go live. All right, so this is going to be our noonday, our afternoon hot topics and tea and different things of sort. I know some of y'all might disagree with the commentary today, but baby, we got a lot to talk about. Okay, so we are going to be discussing. I don't know if you guys have checked out my video this morning that I did a short live in regards to Latasha telling her side of the story. So make sure you check that video out. It looks like it's capturing views. Okay, so I appreciate y'all. Y'all liking the video helps push it up in the algorithm. Okay, so I appreciate that. So make sure you check that video out. And then we did review the show, episode 2 yesterday, as well as along with Candy speak on it. So make sure you go check that out. Okay, make sure you check that out. Today, however, we are going to be discussing um Ricky Smiley is opening up about his son's passing. I know that we did discuss this when he talked to the news station. He did tell them briefly about some things that were going on, but also yesterday he did sit down with Tamron Hall, so we are going to discuss that. Also, it looks like Glorilla, and I hope I'm saying his name. Is it Finesse? Are being sued because they were the headliners for the Rochester concert that took place where the Stampede and it unfortunately unalived 3 individuals. We're going to talk about that. We are also going to be talking about Bishop uh Bishop Lamore Whitehead is well, he's alleging, and he actually showed proof that somebody is out here trying to get him by sending threats. You know what I'm saying? I know what them threats is like because them folks over there for Love and Marriage feel love to send them money. So I know what it can be like. So we're going to talk about that. And then we're also going to be talking about, and I hope I'm saying her name right, Pastor Jamila Gooden. Yeah, I'm about to eat that lady up. I'm about to eat this lady up, okay? Because let me tell you something. If you don't know, she is the one that says she's gonna whoop somebody ass in the pulpit and stuff like that. You know, mm, I'm not sure I can rock with what she said, and then she had the nerve to respond, and her response made me even more upset. Okay, so we're gonna talk about that as well. And good news in regards to the Rasheem Carter case. It is being seen in a lot of spaces and places, and I'm happy about that. I've been discussing this unfortunate unaliving since November of last year. Um, and so yeah, we're gonna talk about where it is in the news as of right now. And then there are a couple of other things that we may hit and quit on. Okay. So again, welcome, welcome, welcome. That is a little bit of a rundown of what we are finally going to be discussing today. So let me come to the screen and then I want to speak to everybody, child. I want to speak to everyone. All right. Ooh. All right, there we go. There we go. There we go. So let me go ahead and speak to everybody that's in the room. Y'all, again, make sure you hit that like button. It ain't no reason why you not hitting the like button, okay? Period. What's going on, Kimmy Nicole? What's going on, Scorpio 15? What's going on, Simply Elegant One? What's going on, Veronica? What's happening, Mia? What's going on, Sweet Pea? What's going on, Keto Walker? What's going on, Jill Scott's Mike, aka well, it's Shalika, aka Jill Scott's Mike. I know that's right. What's going on, Jamie? What's going on, Brownstone? Okay, Brownstone. What's going on, Saint Marquis? And what is going on, everybody coming in here? What's up, Miss Major? What's going on? What's going on? So first, I guess I'll go ahead and get started with hold on one second. I had to put it back up here. Remind me. You know what? I want to discuss Rasheem Carter first. I want to discuss Rasheem Carter first, but I may need to wait. Hold on, hold on. How far are we into this video? Okay, so I'm going to start discussing this because I need to break this video up in regards to Rasheem Carter. So I'm gonna keep on speaking to y'all. We're gonna keep on doing a few announcements until we get to the 12-minute mark, and then I'll go ahead and get started from there. What's going on, Nola Reeves? What's going on, Cherise? What's going on? What's going on? Listen, if you all would like to bless the channel, you can. It is scrolling across the bottom of the screen. It is greatly appreciated over here, and it does go back into the channel. Um, you guys do know that I am going to be out for a while. I'll be able to give you more definite dates. Kind of ran into some things over the last few days, and it's been extremely, extremely. And I try not to get emotional saying this, but it's just been extremely frustrating. And so I'm going to make sure I do have some pre-recorded content that I'm going to be dropping. Remember when I told you guys that we were going to go back and do some throwbacks? So we are going to do some shows that aren't necessarily on right now, but we are going to review them. So that is content. And then also you guys know that there are some other shows that have come out, like Harlem, shows like Bel Air, shows like Best Man Holiday, not Best Man Holiday, but Best Man Final Chapters. So we're going to be doing that. We're going to be reviewing those, but they are going to be pre-recorded videos. So I just need your support in whatever way that you possibly can. Support the platform. And when you see those videos drop, if you can't do anything else but at least like the video, that is greatly, greatly appreciated. Okay. So again, I appreciate all the love and the support, especially from my true and real Don Dons. Okay, period. I appreciate it. I appreciate. Thank you for Nola and Simply Elegant One for dropping the links here. Make sure you're following me on Instagram. Head over to Twitter. You know, we got several different emails. You can, if you have anything in regards to the award show, you can still email that email. I do understand that the website is down. It is down until we get ready to integrate it and get some more things added along the next few months, so that you guys don't forget about the award show. So stay tuned for that, for sure. Stay tuned for that. Um, but yeah, that is that. Give me just a second and let me get this pulled up. Okay, so I want to be extremely clear because I know I want to give you guys a warning. I don't know if you guys you know, if I just want to give you a warning for what I'm about to show you in regards to the Rasheem Carter case. Okay, this was yesterday, and let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. My heart smiled when I saw that this was seen by multiple outlets. This was seen by multiple outlets, and I was extremely grateful for the Neighborhood Talk. Shout out to the Neighborhood Talk for posting this, because again, it is starting to see the eyes of people who can get things done, and I truly appreciate that. And the reason why I say I truly appreciate that is because I've been talking about this case for quite some time. So just to give you guys a little bit of a reference, I dropped the first video on this 3 months ago. The date, to be exact, was uh I guess I'm gonna take it today. Oh, November the 24th of 2022. So I was correct. I stated November. Um, we started talking about this actual case. The the video at first wasn't getting any views, and I think it had been up for like a week and a half, maybe almost 2 weeks, and it only had about 300 and something views, right? So then the story started getting out, the views started going up on this particular video. However, I just wanted to make reference that we've been visiting this case for quite some time. And when I brought it to you guys' attention, it was before kind of anybody was picking it up. So I'm super glad again that it is being picked up. I think this story is super, super important. But let's get into what is being reported. Um, Okay, so it says, "Woo, Mississippi man found unalived and severed a month after disappearance." Okay, victim told police that men were after him just before the death. Okay, so let's take a listen to what Ben Crump and the family is saying.
Was not a natural killing. This was not a natural death. This represents a young man who was killed. His head was severed from his body. His vertebrae, his spinal cord, was in another spot they discovered away from his severed head. They have recently found remains that they believe are also Rasheem Carter at another part of where he went missing. And what that tells us is that this was a nefarious act. This was an evil act. Somebody murdered Rasheem Carter. This was not a natural.
Okay, so this goes on to say, neighbors, have you heard about the unaliving of Rasheem Carter? According to WAPT, the Mississippi man was brutally unalived and sought police assistance just before his death. The late 25-year-old strangely told his mother that there were 3 truckloads of white men after him trying to unalive him. Tiffany Carter informed her son to seek help from the Taylorsville Police Department, but that provided, cops ignored him and his concerns. That men were after him and he was in fear for his life. The next day, Carter was last seen at a Super 9 hotel, according to the Laurel Police Department. Then he vanished. Now, it wasn't until a month later that his remains were found in a wooded area south of Taylorsville. The Carter family received Rasheem's head and spinal cord in a box as his head was severed from his body. They recently found another remain believed to belong to Carter in another area. Attorney Ben Crump calls this a Mississippi lynching in 2022 and is seeking the highest level of law enforcement to administer justice to Rasheem Carter as if he was your child. Again, I have been really talking about this because I felt like when I first saw it, I'm thinking to myself, like, yo, what is really going on? Like, why is this not being like sought after by people by others? And so finally, I'm again glad that this story is seeing the news, is being the headlines and those different things. Can you guys please make sure you like the video? Please, please, please. I know we have 26 likes, but I would like to push this up in the algorithm. So if you forgot, please hit that like button. But again, I'm glad that this is seeing what needs, being out there. I'm so glad about it. I'm very, very, very glad about it. Okay, so that is that on that. So now I want to get into really quickly. Let's see here. Okay, so let's get into the families that are wanting to sue um Glorilla, and is it Finesse? Two times, whatever it is. But anyway, it says neighbors. Again, shout out to the neighborhood talk. Gorilla and Finesse two times might have a lawsuit on their hands very soon after the family of one of the deceased victims of their concert told TMZ that they are talking or taking legal action against both artists and the concert promoters and the venue and for the death of their loved ones. Now, what I find interesting about this, I've been telling you guys that I didn't necessarily think that this was the artist's fault. However, I can see how it may fall back on the artist, the venue, the promoters, and all of that, because we're talking about deaths at this point. So Brandy Miller unfortunately lost her life along with two others while attending the Finesse two times and Glorilla concert in Rochester, New York. Now, according to reports, concert goers assumed they heard gunshots, which started the crowd surge and cost the three victims their lives. Now, the Miller family says that they're devastated by the death of their loved one and wants whoever is responsible to pay for it. Now, Michelle Brandy's sister says the family is in the process of retaining an attorney. They're reportedly spoken to several since Brandy was pronounced dead last week and aim to retain someone who's high profile because the family has no plans to back down. And Brandy's brother was also in attendance and he claims the concert was ghetto from the start. They believe that all the chaos could have been prevented. Now, Finesse and Gloria had reportedly left the venue before the stampede. Then they've both expressed how devastated they are about the tragedy, and it doesn't appear either artist is under criminal investigation for the incident at this particular time. Now, again, what I have to say about this is I understand totally where the family is coming from and why they would want to go after these people. However, I don't know that in this particular situation, like I think the whole Travis Scott situation was totally different, right? I do think that that was different. Glorilla and Finesse was gone from the actual concert at the time that that this happens. I get it that they were headlines, but I would definitely go after the promoter and the venue for such. You know what I mean? I get it though. I totally get it when you lose a loved one to something as tragic as this, you are going to seek any way that you can to get justice for your loved one. So I totally understand that. Um, but I don't know. Again, I don't they don't have anything against them at the very specific time, but I just pray again that this is handled in the best way possible. Um, and that you know, I don't know. Again, I wouldn't put this necessarily on Glorilla nor and I hope I'm saying his name right. But yeah, I wouldn't necessarily put that on them. Okay. Now that's that on Glorilla and um Finesse two times. Okay, let's move over to Ricky Smiley actually sitting down with Tamron Hall yesterday and having a conversation. So we're going to listen to it a little bit here. And I think parents need to hear this, whether you um parents just need to hear this just in general. I really felt some type of way just listening to this, and not in a bad way, but just in a way that I think that we all need to be aware, and we just need to kind of take heed to the things that are going on around us, and make sure that we pay attention to our children at all time because this is something. So hold on one second. Oh well, number one, y'all can't hear it just yet. Is this it? Okay, here we go. Here we go. All right. I'm going to just play the audio of this because I don't want Tamara Hall and them to come out for me. So let's just take a listen.
We have a difficult conversation ahead. I say this is why I love the Tan Band, because we always need somebody to lean on. And today we are talking with the award-winning radio show host, comedian, actor, philanthropist, somebody that I've admired my entire career, Rickey Smiley. Almost 20 years ago, Rickey started the Rickey Smiley Morning Show, which quickly became one of the fastest growing radio programs. Rickey Smiley
Birmingham
continued to share his journey of even laying his oldest son to rest. A heartbreaking moment, in fact, included him taking his fans, the people who love him and root for him, to the funeral on his social media. Take a look.
I had to go right there and look in the closet. Get a pencil.
Okay, hold on. I want to get to the part where he comes out. Okay, here we go.
Obviously, we are so sorry for your loss. And I have to tell you, one thing we've learned over the years, and people grieve differently.
Right.
There's no formula for grief. Your decision to let it out in this way, was it a spontaneous decision? Was it something that you hit the video and you said, maybe I'm going to send it, maybe I'm not? Take me through.
Yeah. Well, my son is a comedian. He was a comedian. He had fans. We had a reality show.
Following in your footsteps.
Yeah, following my footsteps. We had 6 seasons on TV One. Rickey Smiley for real. And I'm always on social media talking to the fans and just doing those simple.
Y'all, please hit the like button. Please hit the like button so people can see me live. It's 25 people in here. I don't like that.
Gonna have to start trying to get the message out, to try to save more lives. And I wanted to tell the fans before anybody else did. I didn't want them to hear it from anybody else. I wanted them to hear it from me. And so I decided to share it.
It was actually my mother, who lives in Texas, who called me immediately and said, I just heard something. Rickey's son, Brandon, 32, has passed away.
Yeah.
And the minute you hear a 32-year-old seemingly healthy, the question becomes, what happened?
Yeah, he was just struggling for years, had been struggling probably since the 11th grade with addiction. And it had gotten to a point where his mother and he has a wonderful mother and father that lives in Atlanta.
You co-parent with Brenda.
Yes.
And her husband, his stepdad.
Yes.
So it's a trifecta of love.
Yes.
That was around him on these dark days.
And his, and his mother, really stuck with him. Even when I threw my hands up, on those bad days and said, I can't do it anymore, I'm tired, because it's always conflict when you're dealing with somebody that's struggling.
I think you just did something that I wasn't expecting, that is so powerful for people who have family members who are struggling with addiction.
Yeah.
I think it is, to be honest, in most cases, there's someone at some point, no matter how deeply you love, that you feel like, I don't know what else to do. People have been there. It's been in my family, where someone is struggling with an addiction and you love them, you're rooting for them, and you do everything you can, but you're only human. Tell me, what was that battle like, trying to save Brandon's life?
It was hard. It was expensive. It's not cheap sending, your son off to rehab. I sent him off twice. His mother sent him, I think, twice. Comedian Special K on my morning show was working with his mother to send him off. And I think he went a couple of times himself. He was trying his best to get himself together. He had just got baptized probably about a month and a half ago.
When did you learn of his addiction?
I would find little stuff in the house, bombs, beer cans, or whatever. And it was just going through that rebellion. I was just going through the rebellion stage, say, hey, don't do this. Well, since you say don't do it, I'm gonna do it or whatever. He's a great kid, loving, you know, always yes sir, no sir, very respectful, but he just had that rebellious side.
I know so many parents right now who are dealing with this right now, and they don't want to lose their children, and you don't want another family to go through what you've experienced. So you're finding these things, and it starts to escalate over time. His addiction.
Yeah, because once he got out of college and started working, it was like I knew, because I always had my ear to the streets. So I would have these conversations with him a lot and talk about what I saw my granddad go through with my dad.
You lost your father.
I did.
In New York, right? He was in New York, an act of violence. He was killed.
Right.
So your grandfather lost his son. And you didn't want to follow that family trauma and pain.
Right. Yeah, I was really close to my grandfather, passed away 3 years ago. I watched my grandfather go through this with my dad. And I remember 1974 more than I do 6 weeks ago with my son. Watching my grandfather go through what he went through with my dad was just heartbreaking. Sitting on that front row, 7 years old, looking down the aisle, I could not understand why my grandparents was crying like that. And I just did not want to go through that with my son. And, you know, and here we are.
More with Ricky Smiley when we come back.
I don't know about y'all, but they got me. They got me.
Comedian and radio host, philanthropist Ricky Smiley. Ricky lost his oldest son, Brandon, who was just 32 6 weeks ago, and has been bravely sharing his journey through loss and grief on social media. I saw a post that he put on social media with a photo of you talking about how much he admired you. Even on his journey that included his struggles, he recognized the dad who was trying to love him from afar still loved him.
Oh, yeah.
And we had that post that he talks about admiring you and wanting to follow in your footsteps. To say goodbye to your son, this is the post. He said, "It took me a while to realize that my mom, dad, and grandpa are my best friends."
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I was firm. I'm a tough dad.
Yeah.
I'm a tough dad. I didn't play no games. And I was firm. I was loving, but firm whenever he got sick, when he had COVID. You know, whenever my kids get sick, they come straight to me. I'm the doctor in the family. Yeah, get everybody together, you know, in the conversations and the discipline and the structure and the willingness to be the bad guy. Because parenting is not a popularity contest. It's not. We have to start giving kids more of what we had as opposed to what we did not have. And that's creating a society of entitlement and everything else by giving them everything. I gave him and I rewarded him when he had the correct behavior. And I'm just a little old school. I'm just like my granddad. I didn't play any games. It's been times when he would get disrespectful on the phone and I get in my car and drive to Birmingham. You know.
How did you receive the news? Who informed you? Because I know you weren't there.
Yeah, I was in Dallas at my apartment, getting ready to watch the semifinals to, you know, Cincinnati Bengals, you know, watch that game. So Brandon's girlfriend sent me a text message and said, "Hey, Brandon is trying to contact you. Call him at this number." I called, nobody answered. So I called her back. I said, "Hey," I said, "Nobody answered." She was crying. I said, "What's going on?" She said, "Brandon overdosed." They rushed him to the hospital. I found him found him unresponsive. So I was like, okay. I said, "Hey, calm down. Everything's gonna be okay. I'm checking a flight." So I hit my assistant. I said, "Hey, I need to get to Birmingham now." So she found the 12 o'clock flight that was around 10 that morning. My mother talked to Brandon at 9 because they had agreed to go to church. She texted back, said, "Send me the address." He didn't respond. And she texted him again and said, "Okay, I'll be at church." And so then Brandon's sister and mom called me and they were crying in the background and I already knew.
You knew?
I knew. I said, "What's going on?" And she was crying and she said, "He died." And those are her exact words. And I said, hey, I said, you know, it's going to be okay. And I started trying to give her some words of inspiration while I put things in my backpack to try to make it to Love Field Airport, you know, and I jumped on a plane, and that was like the longest flight. And that day it was windy, it was cloudy. The flight was rough, the plane was dropping and twisting and turning. And I was sitting on the flight just like this the entire time. Like, what else? My day couldn't get any worse. If I don't make it home, I just don't make it home. At least I'll be with my son.
Oh my God.
And I started thinking about my other kids and my grandkids. Say, hey, you know, I hope I make it home safe. And I got home, and it was just heady. It was sad to hear the one memory I can't get out of my head is hearing my mother cry, because my mother has 33 years clean, and so she understood. And even when a lot of us like, hey, we can't do it no more, my mother stuck with him and believed in him and tried to hear my mother, you know, cry like that. That was probably the worst part for me personally.
The official cause of death for Brandon, authorities have not. They're waiting and pending additional lab work. But based on what you know about your son, the arrows point for you that it was.
Yeah, probably. If I had to guess personally, probably got a hold of something bad that was laced by fentanyl, which is killing a lot of our kids. Brandon is the third family member to die at the same age. The past 2 years of fentanyl, and it's rampant. It is bad. It's terrible. And I just hope that kids would not take anything ever. I hope parents have these conversations with these kids early. They get them in middle school now, and in the form of candy, in the form of everything. We have to have these tough conversations, just like when we were coming up about sex and HIV and whatever. My grandfather talked to me every day, and I don't understand it, because this was a conversation that went on in my house every single day.
Conversations are hard, but they need to be had
as well. And I just don't understand it, but I just hope that any parent or any kid that's watching, because I know the parents are having the conversation, it's up to the kids. We need for the kids to please listen to your parents. The Bible said, honor thy mother and thy father, that thy days may be long. And honoring is, you know, being obedient, doing what they tell you, because, you know, we didn't just wake up and decide that we want to pick on you. We wake up, we have your best interest, and it's just tough being a parent, but we have to. Teenagers and college students, listen to your parents. Don't take anything, period.
I know that your grandchildren have been a big part of your healing process, and coming up, we'll have more of our conversation with Ricky Smiley, a conversation he wanted to have to help other family members out there who are right now dealing with someone they love who's battling an addiction, how he is healing with the love of his family around him when we come back. Welcome back. You can see our conversation with NAACP Image Award-winning radio legend, the multi-talented Ricky Smiley. And Ricky, before the break, we were learning more about Brandon's journey, but you are and your family are in the healing part of this.
Yeah.
You went back to work, which is
he passed away that Sunday. I was back on the air Wednesday because I didn't want to lay in the bed thinking about it. I have 3.5 to 4 hours in me to read some commercials and laugh, because it helped me, you know, have to laugh a little bit. It broke it up. So it won't be so heavy. And then I have to realize that there are listeners out there that have also lost their kids. There are people that listen to the morning show that's headed to dialysis, chemotherapy. So sometimes you have to realize that it's not just about you. And sometimes you have to use your, use your space in order to do God's work and to keep God and promote God. I'm trying to also show God's goodness. Because even at your worst time, God is still awesome. God has given me peace, unbelievable peace that surpasses all understanding. And if I don't thank God for nothing else, I just thank Him for peace.
Yeah. You, I said you're surrounded by you have 3 grandchildren, are a huge part of that. You share pictures of them, Grayson, Denver, and Brandon's daughter, Storm. After Brandon's service, you actually ended the day with pushing his daughter on the swing, and you posted a video of this moment.
I had the worst day of my life. And God is so good, He let me just end my day by pushing my granddaughter on the swing. I thank Him.
You know, so much of what children process is they see us and how we handle it.
Yeah.
You are such a nurturing person. You've raised your children. You've raised nieces and nephews. You said you've taken in over the years many people who didn't have father figures because you knew and know how important it is to have that person in your life. Now you're not the protector. They are protecting your heart in so many ways.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. After the funeral, I was going to run home and change clothes to make it to the repast. And my granddaughter was there. And so I said, okay, see you tomorrow. She's like, no. And that was the first time ever that she had separation issues with me because she just usually go home. And she began to cry. And I was like, well, you're not going to cry today. If you want to swing, we'll swing. And so to have that day where I'm actually pushing her on the swing and I can hear the swing squeak, I can hear the birds chirping, the sun was setting, and it was cool that day, and it was just quiet. It was just
that peace that you described.
That peace. And just to end the day where you just buried your son, which is her dad, to push her on the swing like that, it was, I just think it was just God just giving me a sense of peace and comfort.
As I said, you went back to work in the studio and you were planning a tour. You were getting ready to launch a tour. You decided, really in honor of Brandon in so many ways, and that bond over comedy that you have to go on with the tour.
Yeah, I just rescheduled some dates because I just needed a moment to breathe. I still haven't been on stage, but I'm performing next weekend coming up. Just kind of wondering what it's going to be like to go on stage or whatever, because it's the pink elephant in the room and your job is to make people laugh and be funny. So if I can just get past the first 10 minutes on stage and maybe find ways to talk about some things around the situation. I have some funny stuff that happened doing how strange and how weird people are.
I have to tell you, I've listened to you for years. I'm from Texas, and I'm sitting here watching because I know we all have a mask, right?
Yes.
And we have to put it on sometimes to keep moving forward.
Woo.
I see the mask that you're wearing.
Mm-hmm.
I see the heart. And I also see what you feel is your responsibility to those people who listen to you every day and those who are going to show up to hear your stand up.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you, I've interviewed a lot of families who've lost loved ones through this drug epidemic. You know, make sure you take the love in that you're trying to give out to everybody.
Yeah.
Make sure you take it in. Because, grief, interviewing people, I did Deadline Crime, I've done these shows. Grief has an interesting way of sneaking up on you, even with your mask on.
Yeah.
So we are rooting for you. We love you.
Thank you.
And we love your family and everything. We're there for you. And let me tell you, half of my life I woke up smiling because of Ricky Smiley.
Okay.
So thank you so much. And you can, of course, continue to support Ricky Smiley and his whole crew. The show will go on Monday through Friday, 6 a.m., 10 a.m. Eastern. And for more information on Ricky's Brave tour, and he's still going out there to make us smile, Ricky Smiley and Friends, you can go to our website to see more information on it. We'll be right back.
All right, y'all. Listen, I know that was a lot. But I really just mainly wanted you all to hear that, especially parents, understanding that look, you doing a fantastic job as a parent. As long as you are having those conversations, and I know, no, I'm trying my best to hold it in. Oh my God, I'm trying my absolute best to hold it in because y'all, this was deep. This was deep. In so many ways, that man doesn't understand that he is helping so many people. You don't even have to be in the specific same situation that he's in, but literally just looking at his endurance, his tenacity, his energy to keep on fighting to help other people, it just means a lot. And yo, I have to be completely honest with y'all. I heard snippets of this. I didn't really hear the whole in-depth interview, but listening to this, I think all parents need to hear this. As it is, have those conversations with your children. And the reason why I probably am getting super super emotional is because of the fact that you know my parents are still in that place. And I don't mind talking about it because at the end of the day, that is something that a lot of people have, they suffer from within their family. It's someone that they're close to, someone that they love. And literally, when anyone has an addiction around you, that's when it becomes hard because it becomes hard for everybody around you, just not the people that they may live with, not the people that they may be close to, but it affects everyone around them in so many ways. Like it has really caused a strange relationship between my parents and I because I don't operate in that. And this was deep. This was deep. And I really needed to hear this because the last few days have been a lot. And again, this was deep. And I feel like you guys needed to hear that. I feel like you guys needed to hear that. Okay. Hold on one second, y'all. Okay. All right. Let's talk. Let's talk. Okay. So we're gonna move over to this other lady. Her name is Jamila Gooden. Okay. She allegedly is always going viral. I don't know this lady. I really don't. I don't know this lady. However, I want us to listen to this. I don't want to share anyone's audio. I could have asked Larry before going live, but unfortunately I didn't get a chance to. But I want you guys to hear what this lady has to say in both occasions. Then we're going to listen to her response. And I'm going to eat her up. I'm letting you guys know this right now. I'm going to eat this lady up. Okay, here we go.
Catch you in the street.
Hold on.
Week was a week of hell. It was hell. I never knew I could go through so much hell, Trina. It was hell. The woman from Atlanta that tried to come in between me and my husband. This woman says she's a prophetess. She got a word for my husband. I said, no, you ain't got a word for him. You got a word for us. Natasha Davis. I told you, I'm not your typical first lady. This first lady fight. And if I catch you in the street, I warned you. I warned you. I'm a Brooklyn chick. That'll never change. I'm just an anointed Brooklyn chick. And I'm coming for that ass. Jamila's husband. Point to the camera. Say, that is Jamila's husband. Thank you. Now back to what I was trying to say. I know I'm going to get in trouble, but I'm going to whoop her. Oh, yeah, I know y'all ain't going to like me. I'm sorry, Joint College the Bishop. Oh, I got eyes on her. Oh, I got eyes on you, baby. When I see you, I promise you, I'm going to make Larry Reed again. And this time, it's because you got the... Say that's... Jamel week was a week of hell.
Okay, so let me get into why I got an issue now. I'm about to go smooth smack dab off. I really am. I'm about to go smooth smack dab off. The issue I have with people like this is you get up here and literally say that you getting ready to whoop somebody's tail. Okay, you could have left it at the fact that a prophetess said that they had a word for your husband, and you said, no, you got a word for both of us, and left it at that. Left it at that, right? You went on to say that you was going to whoop her ass in the pulpit. That's what you said. Not only that, you then began to say, oh, I'm going to be on Larry Reed because I gave you the what she said outside of the mic. And I don't understand if you that bad, say it in the mic. You said that it was going to be because you gave an ass whooping of your life. You would have given her an ass whooping of her life, is what you said. So there are certain issues that I have with this. The number one issue is y'all get up here and literally speak and talk over people and pretend to be a prophetess, a prophet. This is the very reason why I don't participate in this church foolishness now. Folks like you, they really think that you had some type of word. You didn't have no type of word. I get so tired of y'all missing the opportunity to actually minister to hurting people, and you choose an opportunity to get up there and show your whole ass. That is not the way we do this. This is not cool. This is not right. This is not obedient in God's word at all. It's not. You're not moving in the way that you should be moving. This was ignorant. No one asked for it. And I have an issue with y'all saints that act like y'all so deep and sitting up congratulating her and making her seem like what she said was actually something that she should have said. This ain't it. This is disrespectful. It's absolutely disrespectful to whoever church that you was preaching at. I don't know if it's yours. I don't know who church it is. If it's yours, you still disrespectful. This ain't it. This is not it. I don't like y'all making a mockery of God. Then y'all get up in the pulpit and want to preach at people instead of to people and actually giving people the word of God for them to follow. We're in the word of God. Just like that lady that sit over there and say that God cuss folks out and God didn't do all of that. Jesus didn't do all of that. Y'all get up here sounding like a fool, and y'all be literally blindly following these people. Like, where are you? Then the chick has the nerve, and I'm gonna call you a chick. You ain't nothing in God's eyesight for me. Let me tell you something. This is something I don't play with. We don't do this. We don't do this. And you absolutely knew. You're not being talked about because you're doing something right. That's not the case. You're being talked about because, again, you stood in this pulpit, walked back and forth like you was actually delivering some type of word. What if the girl you trying to fight just ain't scared of you at all? Or because maybe you said it in the pulpit, it should make her a little bit more scared of you. That ain't the case. Stop it. Stop. This is ignorant. You not being talked about in a good way. And listen at this deflecting stuff. After y'all hear this, then y'all gonna really know why I got so much smoke for her. Because one thing you're not about to do is play with God. I get so sick of y'all putting God in y'all foolishness. Listen to this mess.
There's hope. There's hope. There's hope. That's why I am here and I am talking to your hope. The Bible says, yes, I'm going to talk about the Bible. Now faith is the substance.
Girl, I am just overdone. Then you get up here and want to be the victim in the situation. This is just not how this thing is going to work. You're going to continue to be called out by people that aren't even following the church in a way like this. People who aren't even following the church are calling you out. So you literally go on here talking about hope. My hope is built on nothing less. And you can't help that, nor can you shake it. And you know what I find super, super strange? Leaders and preachers want to get up in the pulpit, sit people down, preach at folks, sit people down for doing some of the smallest things, but y'all can get up and act any type of way, say anything, and expect for people to receive it and still sit under your ministry. No, that's not how this thing works. And then when I leave your ministry, then you want to talk about me like a dog. No, you're not going to talk about me like a dog. You're wrong. You are absolutely wrong. You call yourself a pastor, a prophetess, whatever you are, there's nothing that your word is built on. Absolutely nothing. It has not a single foundation. Stop playing with God's people. Same with that other woman, Tiffany, whatever her name is, that was rebuking people for going to the Beyonce concert. It ain't even happened yet. So here's the thing. Stop missing the opportunity to really minister to God's people with your foolishness. Like, this really irritates me. Again, there could have been somebody absolutely broken in that congregation, and you chose this moment to be a fool. Listen to the rest of this mess.
Of things hoped for and the evidence of things not seen. Hope. Hope is one of the most amazing things that you have to cherish, but lose every day. I have people who are inboxing me, whether by way of social media or not, who have applauded me because of hope. Where there are women and some men and people who may or may not agree. But what you can agree is someone, somewhere, got hope. That there is hope that someone would be a voice, despite how it came.
Stop with the preacher talk. That's another thing that just bothers. Stop with the preacher talk. I swear, y'all sit up here and pretend like stop it. Stop it with the preacher talk, girl. Stop it with the preacher. Hope is the evidence of. Stop it. Y'all like to play with God. I can't. What happened to fearing God? Like, nobody fears God anymore. No one fears God anymore. And that is absolutely scary in itself. Okay? We are supposed to fear God. The saints used to say, when you do stuff like this, if God didn't fix it for you, if God didn't fix that thing out, make you feel some type of way for saying stuff like this, you ain't had no God. Like, what happened? What happened? We don't feel God no more. And when I used to hear the old folks say that, I used to not understand what that mean. But now, and growing up, I understand exactly what it means.
Despite where it came out. Don't worry, I'm going to deal with all of that. But there is a level of hope that first ladies around the world and women or people saw. They saw a level of
hope because you threatened to whoop somebody's tail. Are you serious? Like what? This lady is sick. Let me tell you something. And don't come with that God said touch not my anointed, do thy prophet no harm. You can go on somewhere with all of that because you is no prophet of God. Let's be completely honest. You literally sit in the pulpit, do this type of stuff, and expect for people to respect you as one of God's chosen. And that's just not what this is. This wasn't a mistake. This wasn't a slip up. You purposely said this, and you said it multiple times. So this was absolutely done on purpose. Again, we deflecting that. Hope is the substance of things hoped for, and the evidence of things not seen. Girl, you can do all of that all you want to. That you ain't moving me not one bit. Not a one bit. Ain't got no oil, no anointing, no nothing on your life. Sitting up here playing with God's people like this. Another opportunity to really minister to God's people.
intuitiveness that there is someone that is going to stand up and give us hope. I get it. Trust me, I'm not going to address anything. I want to address your hope.
You can't address my hope. You can't address my hope if you're not going to address your foolishness and you looking like you an idiot, because that's exactly what you look like. Again, I am not at all going to allow anybody to, don't touch not my anointed, do thy prophet no harm. Well, the harm that the prophet has put on the people. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about the harm that the prophet has put on the people. See, y'all don't like no real good talking like this. Y'all don't like this real good talking. See, no, it ain't all about what you preach about. It's about the things that you do say in your everyday life. If you are comfortable with saying that in the pulpit, there's no telling what you live outside of that pulpit. Absolutely no telling. And you probably out here doing some crazy stuff, because this is not the first time that I've heard that she's been in the news. I don't keep up with folk like this. I don't. You are ignorant. And you are ignorant before God and before God's people. Again, I've already said this multiple times. You miss out on the opportunity to literally minister to God's hurting people. And you chose this opportunity to say that you was going to whoop a lady's ass because she said she had a word for your husband. The sad part about it is, I'm sure the lady ain't afraid of you. Like, you really said that like you bad, like you gonna do something. I'm a Brooklyn chick. Okay. I hate to let you know that there's somebody that can whoop your ass from Texas that may be that may go up against a Brooklyn chick. I mean, I don't understand what this was for. Why? What was the reason? What was the reason? What was the reason? No, seriously. What was the reason? What's up, sis? What's going on? What's going on? I literally, I didn't get this. I didn't get this. So if you guys are just coming in, let me play this again so you guys can hear it.
I never knew I I can go through so much hell, Trina. It was hell. The woman from Atlanta that tried to come in between me and my husband. This woman says she's a prophetess.
Okay, so you said that the woman tried to come between you and your husband, but she was a prophetess.
She got a word from my husband. I said, no, you ain't got a word for him. You got a word for us.
So how did she come in between your marriage if she said she had a word for your husband? See, this is the type of stuff that I don't understand. So you mean to tell me you are the one that is operating the right way? No, this is not godly. You get up here showing your whole behind is not godly. Another opportunity to miss out on ministering to God's people.
Natasha Davis. I told you, I'm not your typical first lady. This first lady fight. And if I catch you in the street, I warned you. I warned you. I'm a Brooklyn chick. That'll never change.
Now, see, since this was streamed, now, if Prophetess Natasha Davis would have been waiting on you at your car, what would you have done? What would you have done? You said that like you just the baddest Brooklyn chick ever. Like, yo, let me.
I'm just an anointed Brooklyn chick, and I'm coming for that ass.
What's anointed behind what you doing? It's anointed behind you saying you coming for that ass. Please tell me where is the anointing? Where is the anointing? Like, yo, who cares that you a Brooklyn chick? What that mean? I know some Oak Cliff females. I mean, some Oak Cliff chicks. What do that mean? What do that mean? Brooklyn folks get their ass whooped every day. What are you talking about?
This week was a week of hell. It was hell. I never knew I could go through so much hell, Trina. It was hell. The woman from Atlanta.
Again, this is what I'm speaking about, y'all. This is sad. This is pathetic. This is pathetic. And the sad part about it is there are people out here literally following and agreeing with this. Where is it? You said that a lady had a prophetess had a word for your husband. And instead of you just leaving it at the fact that no, you don't have a word for my husband, you have a word for myself and my husband. Now, I don't really know how you operate, but that's not the way that the spirit speaks. I'm trying not to go. I'm really trying not to go left. I really am trying not to go left. I don't like stuff like this. I don't. And there's a reason why I don't. Because we sit up in the pulpit and we literally condone, we point out one sin that seems to affect the people around us or us in general. We pick out that one sin and we want to preach about that one sin every Sunday, every Wednesday. I mean, just all the time. But we don't never talk about stuff like this that tends to happen right in the pulpit. Everybody wanted to make what Tiffany said about Beyonce tickets. If you get Beyonce tickets, I rebuke that right now. Girl, at the end of the day, again, speak on what God gives you. God is not the author of confusion. And a lot of y'all like to put God in the middle of your confusion, in the middle of you not understanding what the true word of God is. And you can miss me with that touch not my anointed, honey, because what nothing anointed by what you said. So let me tell you something. You don't want me to get an old mother in here to get the tarrying and get you right on together. Okay? That's what you don't want. And see, this is what I really miss about the church. I miss testimony service. I miss when the mothers would gather around and tarry for the Holy Ghost. That's the type of church that I miss. I don't know what y'all doing now. I don't know what y'all doing now, But this is the reason why people kept saying, even before the pandemic hit, people were saying that churches were going to dwindle down in a manner like this. And you mean to tell me in 2023, this is still how we speaking over God's people? Let me tell you something. Again, folks don't like to hear the truth. You sat on here, you deflected, you wanted to talk about my hope is built on. I'm not going to address anything, but I want to talk about your hope. Girl, keep all of that. Keep it. Keep it. Keep it. We don't want it. I'm telling y'all, the more that I saw this, the more I got activated. I really got activated because, again, we are missing opportunities. It's too much going on in 2023. It's too many hurt people for us to literally, and I'll come back to the screen and say this. It is too many hurt people. It is just too much going on for us to literally sit here and play when we have an opportunity to literally speak to God's chosen children. You get up here and choose to do this, and your response was whack, yo. Y'all don't never want to take accountability, but you always want the people that's up under you to take accountability and be seated. They can't do nothing in the ministry until they heal. You need to heal. Sound like it? Sound like to me you need to heal. So you need to sit down first, lady. Sit down. It's one of those things I just can't rock with. I can't. And another thing that I have an issue with. You see what's in the background of this of this video? Nothing but your PayPal, your Venmo, all this kind of stuff. I get it. I get it. I get it. I get it. But you also chose another moment to miss what God really has for his people. I cannot. I cannot. I don't support people like this. I don't. This the reason why the church ain't built like it is now. Like, yo, because of this type of stuff. And it really gets me, it boils my blood to actually see people who express what they are in the ministry literally laughing and agreeing with this. Oh, she's just a Brooklyn chick. What do that mean? A Brooklyn chick can get her ass beat too. What I mean, what's tea? I can't. I'm gonna read y'all comments now. I ain't got real activated. um as a PK, I completely agree with you, Chef. Thank you, thank you. Listen, I got them all up in my family. Ain't no PK. I'm a GPK. I don't know what a GPK is, but a a grandson of a. But yeah, like I don't, it just it's not it. Yes, she needs a tearing service to get them spirits out of her, and I'm telling you, baby, purge them things right on up out of her. Okay. What's going on, Bree? What's going on? What's going on, everybody? I'm sitting here listening and working, and what's nothing holy about? Yeah, it's nothing holy about that. Like, again, I feel like people, these leaders and these prophetess and prophets, they literally miss out on an opportunity to truly minister to God's hurting people. Y'all choose to do foolishness. You better say it, as Chef Dunda. You ain't nothing like a first. Okay, giving honor to my Lord and Savior, who is the head of my life, the pastor, saints, and friend. You better talk about it. That's that good old testimony service, baby. Good old testimony service. They open these churches for profit. It ain't the same no more. And I grew up in the church, and I will get up and walk out in a minute. Listen, you got to, because you know what you got to protect. You got to protect your Holy Ghost. Okay. You got to protect your Holy Ghost at the end of the day. So if you feel like you got to get up and walk out, you get up and walk out. Okay. Everybody don't got no business speaking things over you. Y'all better take heed. Everybody don't got no business speaking things over you. And let me tell you something. I stopped going to church one time. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I was in service, right? There was this guy. It was a revival, and there happened to be this man that came down, and he wanted to give me a word, but I was not in a receptive space of that word. That was the first thing. And the second thing too was the word that you was giving me was not, I mean, there was no confirmation. Like everything that he said did not happen. He said it happened before, and this is the reason why he giving me a prophetic word. But nothing you said matching up, bruh. So again, you can't give me no word. You can't give me no word. If God don't say so, you not doing it. I'm just saying that's just where I am in my life. I can't allow everybody to speak over me. And folks out here claiming that they praying and they speaking curses, but we ain't got time for that. Somebody should have threw a whole bottle of oil at her. Okay. And I mean the bottle with the oil in it. I'm telling you what's going on, PN2 Ross. OMG, she's the first lady, just made her husband look like a whole fool. Exactly. My thing is, if you had an issue with what the lady was saying, you could have done something about that in the first place. You know what I'm saying? Like, what? Ignorance has no place in the pulpit. Sounds like she needs to address her marital issues with her husband at home, and that's it. That's it, Jamie. Why would you bring something like this? And my thing is this: you said, "Oh, some chick tried to come in between me and my husband, but she had a prophetic word for your husband." How is that coming in between y'all? God must have told you that off by yourself or something. I'm confused. How was he good? Well, how was she coming in between you and your husband if she said she had a prophetic word for your husband? If you weren't comfortable with her giving a prophetic word with your husband, all you had to do was say, again, I don't operate like that. I operate with my husband. And whenever you do have a word, you have a word for both of us. And that's it. So, what type of prophetic word did she have? That's the question. Yo, you sound dumb. You sound dumb. Let's talk about your hope. Your hope is built on nothing less but Jesus' blood. Let's talk about your hope. What's that supposed to do? What's that supposed to do? It don't make me feel nothing you talking about at all. I don't feel it. Ain't no power in it. Ain't no oil in it. I don't feel it. I don't feel it, y'all. Sorry. These folks can't preach at all. Did you see Bishop Limo revival the other week? It I'm not watching that man. I am not watching that man. Absolutely not. The bishop, the bishop will not be getting no view from me. Okay, but he did say he wants y'all to come down to his Easter service. The bishop did say that. He sure enough did say that. He did say that. What's going on? Everybody that's just coming in, y'all please make sure y'all hit that like button. You doing okay? The whole bottle of all, the whole bottle of the anointing oil. I keep telling people, folks, not to blindly follow all of these random folks. I don't care how mad you get, but your life must line up with the word. There is a great responsibility in leading God's people, and I don't think people understand that. Like you can't say stuff like that. Go over to his page and find out. Two Feisty. You go over there and find out, cause sound like you want to go. Make sure you take Jaguar with you. Uh, and she did not have to tell the story in the pulpit. That's what I'm saying. You have to say all of that in the pulpit. You don't have a prophetic word for my husband. You have one for us. Okay, why you ain't leave it at that? I'm a Brooklyn chick. I'll beat your what? again, an open opportunity, missed out on ministering to God's people because you want to show how bad of a Brooklyn chick you are. I don't know. What is that supposed to scare somebody because you a Brooklyn chick? Like, I don't get it. I just didn't understand this. Is it supposed to scare somebody because you say you're a Brooklyn chick? And again, you stated that she had a prophetic word for your husband. But instead of saying that you would have preferred a joint prophetic word, you went on to tell this. Well, like, what are we supposed to do with this? I guess that's just what I don't know. I can't. Yeah, I don't know. I was like, I just see this in so many different ways. I can't. Hold on, let me go to Larry's page real quick. Okay, let's see here. Um uh is this the second one? Maybe this is it. Here's the second one.
And say, that's Jamila's husband. Point to the camera. Say, that is Jamila's husband. Thank you. Now back to what I was trying to say. Oh, I know. I know I'm going to get in trouble, but I'm going to whoop her ass.
Like, yo, if you that bad and you already said it, why are you like whispering it? Like, I'm not sure I understand. What are you doing? This is ignorant. This is so ignorant. And then she gonna be the first one. Touch not my anointed, and do thy prophet no harm. Y'all shouldn't be speaking about the prophet. But the prophet can do stuff like that. I don't understand. You gonna be hot topics, baby. You gonna be some hot topics, baby.
Oh, yeah, I know y'all ain't going to like me. I'm sorry, Joint College the Bishop. Oh, I got eyes on her.
I really want to know, was she at her own church? But based off of what she just said, she literally apologized to the pastor and I guess the first lady over the house. She literally just apologized, but you still get up and disrespect their place of worship by saying this. This is disrespectful. I I don't get it.
I got eyes on you, baby. When I see you, I promise you, I'm going to make Larry read again. And this time, it's because you got the and say that's.
So she mad that you got the a whooping of your life is basically what she just said. I just don't know how this is okay. I really don't. I'm truly just stunned by how comfortable people are with disrespecting other people's churches, by how, like, I don't get it. It's super disrespectful. It's just not it. And these type of people don't like to be called out though. Because if you notice on her Instagram and people saying stuff in the comment section, like, this made major blogs. And people in the comment section are really giving their true thoughts on this. But this is what you wanted. You wanted this type of scrutiny. I don't know who playing that organ, but one thing I will say, they got them chords down. Whoever it is, they got them chords down. Yeah, she don't. You put your hands on me. I'm just. It's weird. It's weird. Mm. But see, the thing is, if the lady didn't ask to tell her husband in private, then she committed no wrong. Her insecurities leaped out. Yes, they did. You going by yourself, baby. What's going on, Vernita? How you doing? My husband is a minister, and the mothers and sisters in the church who had a word for him would tell him right in front of me. So if the lady wasn't asking to take him in a back room, exactly. That's why I say, what was the extent of this? Like, because the way you making it sound, like if she literally said that she had a word for your husband, it sounds like you were there. Based off of the way that you're telling the story, it sounds like you were right there with your husband. So why couldn't y'all accept the word together? You know, these people something else, child. These people something else. She probably would have been escorted out of my church. Ain't no probably she would have been. Ain't no way you have to get up here and disrespect my house like this. That's what I said. But what if Natasha is a Brooklyn chick too, Kimmy? Like, what you gonna do? What was this supposed to do? I don't know. They need to post you because you were the only one talking about this case. Oh, you talking about Rasheem Carter? Child. Um, let's see. Preaching is mm, it's not don't play the organ behind her foolishness. No, I do agree. I do agree. I do agree. That's why I'm almost wondering. Let me listen to this again because I could have sworn I heard her apologize to whoever's church it was. Let me see.
Jamila's husband. Point to the camera. Say, that is Jamila's husband. Thank you. Now back to what I was trying to say. I know I'm gonna get in trouble, but I'm gonna whoop her. Oh yeah, I know y'all ain't gonna like me. I'm sorry, Joint College the Bishop. Oh, I got eyes on her. I got eyes on you, baby. When I see you, I promise you, I'm gonna make Larry Reed again. And this time, it's because you got the and say that's Jamila's husband. Point to the camera. Say that is Jamila's husband. Thank you. Now back to.
Let me see. I can't zoom into this. I want to know. I want to know whose church this is. But you know, people letting her know this is not what we needed. Is this the lady that used to do videos in her car? Surely is her. That is that lady. Surely is her. So she said she was gonna be on Larry Reed, baby. She was gonna be on Larry Reed. I can't. I can't. I can't with this. It's not funny. It's really not funny. But it's just it's sad and it's pathetic. And then it's the type of people that's gonna make excuses for this. They'll make excuses about how this is right, how she don't deserve to sit down, how she deserves to keep on operating in ministry. People gonna make excuses. That pick me spirit is strong in her is, and the parishioners repeating Jamila's husband's. Let me tell you something. I couldn't be Natasha. I couldn't be Natasha. Because if this was streamed live, okay, God is still over here working on me. And since you called me out, I heard you was looking for me. Here I go. Here I go. You said you was gonna do what in that pulpit? What you was gonna do? What you was gonna do? Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. And Natasha might just be that girl. Okay. Natasha just might be that girl to give you exactly what you're looking for and what you ask. That's it's sad. It's actually really sad. It's not funny. It's actually really sad. A true man of God doesn't need his wife threatening to fight over an alleged prophecy. His life and his spirit will tell them before they even think about trying it. That's what y'all not realizing. That what them folk ain't realizing. um how can you counsel me if in this predicament where I feel like someone is coming for my husband and you tell me to take it to the Lord in prayer? No, ma'am. And and another thing, since I mean, since we there, did she take it to the Lord in prayer? She didn't. She can't be telling nobody else to take it to the Lord in prayer. You ain't to even take it to the Lord in prayer. I can't with these folks. I can't. Let me look up her real quick on the on. I'm sure she said that very freely. And tell them what else this woman's saying. Did I spell her name right? I didn't even put her name in here. Hold on one second, y'all. I something tells me that this is that same lady that. Hold on a second.
I will be all dolled up maybe one time this week, but I'm chilling today. I need you to do yourself a favor, not me, because this is not about me. I need you to do you a favor right now. If you have never heard anything that I have said as a pastor, as a wife, as a mother, as a friend, wait. Stop taking good-hearted people for granted, because mother is doing all she can, and you can.
This is one of these videos where she literally went off. Now, is this the video where she was allegedly cussing her haters out? Yes. Okay. Now I remember this. Now I remember this. Now I remember this. Okay. Okay. I remember who she is. A few months ago, her and her husband was in the news for, and I think this is the video.
Day, all right? They're one of you. You use them. That's what you do. I can tell you right now, I'm shutting the doors of unity. How many of you will help? Not near one of you. You don't. All right, all right.
Oh man, I wish I had the full clip.
To play in your team.
This person is talking in the background. But anyway, she went off. She did go into a cussing spree. Okay. So this is not her first rodeo. So I don't know why these people keep asking her to come to their church and disrespect their church and do stuff like that. But man, I ain't got time. I wouldn't have been standing outside the church at her car after. That's what I'm saying. What if Natasha just was that girl? Like, oh, okay. Uh, she's got Pookie and them keeping an eye on Natasha, but she better know Natasha got Tyrone and they're watching her husband. If anything happened to Natasha, that's her husband, Earth. Baby, let me tell you something. I have never been rowdy over no man, not even my husband, and he's definitely worth it. But I ain't got to do all of that. Nah, you really don't. You don't. You don't. For a long time, a lot of people were critical of old school leaders if the church for not embracing the use of internet and social media. But it gets, yeah, that's true. That is true. It's not like what it used to be at all. So you try the spirit by the spirit. So if they both have the same spirit, it's going to be a WWE shutdown. That's what I'm saying, baby. Natasha just might be that girl. She just might be that girl.
You don't love me. You use me. They use these leaders. You use them. If I turn them damn books over and you saw what I did for people, you wouldn't join another hate group. The same people that hate me, I wish you knew what I've done for them. Stop saying you love me because you don't. Stop it. If I told you the church lights get ready to be turned out, you wouldn't get one damn dime. Stop saying you love me. You don't even know what Car Chronicles has done for people. Stop saying you love these leaders. You don't. You use them. And if we wasn't so important, why the hell the government tell y'all you better call your probationer? Why does your doctor tell you call your probationer? Because we can't help you. You use your leaders. You use the church. You use them. That's what you do. I can tell you right now, I'm shutting the doors of unity. How many of you will help? Not near one of you.
What y'all got to say? This is sad. This is absolutely sad. I don't understand it. But this is the reason why she always makes the blogs. That is the very reason why she always makes the blogs. That reason right there. Listen, y'all. I don't get it. I don't understand. I don't get it, and I don't understand. Okay, we got a few more topics. I'm gonna get off of that one, child, because I can go in all day long on this. Listen, make sure y'all hit that like button. Please, please, please push me up in the algorithm. And listen, if you like to bless the channel, it is scrolling across the bottom of the screen. Cash app, $ Chef Down 2, or via Venmo at Chef Down 2 as well. I don't feel bad at all asking for donations. If these people can get up here and literally have their gift fly, they PayPal, they Zelle, they Cash App, they Venmo, and all of that stuff on the screen while they preaching, I can have my own while I'm having my show. I'm just saying. I am just saying. Oh, here go Natasha right here. Natasha look like here go Natasha. There go Natasha, baby. They found Natasha. Natasha may be from Brooklyn too. You know, who knows? But there go Natasha. There go Natasha. There go Natasha. Or Natasha. There go Natasha. Okay, let's move over to the bishop. Let's move over to the bishop, child. That's if he ain't blocked me yet. It don't look like he blocked me. Oh my God, this man just don't never stop. So I was getting on here to get ready to talk about these folks that's allegedly threatening him. But we're gonna go on stuff. The video. Did he delete it? Yeah, no, here it is. Okay, here we go. Here we go.
You need to die. I swear you need to die. And do you have children? I hope that your youngster son or your daughter dies. I hope that. I hope that your child dies so fast in the worst way that you can ever imagine. I hope that she dies. You are the biggest scammer and death of all of them. You need a shame about you. You need a fucking bullet in your fucking head. I told you so many times before. You need to die. You must.
Look, we can always dislike somebody, but I think it's a whole different story when you start involving folks' kids. These kids don't got nothing to do with his actions nor his ways. So listen, I don't care who it is. I don't care if it's him. I don't care if it's somebody else. It just ain't cool to start threatening to unalive the children. They're just we not gonna do that. We not gonna do that. I don't like stuff like this. I don't know who it is. Uh, Mikhail, whatever he was on. I don't know nothing. But what I do know, we ain't got to threaten the kids. We do not got to threaten the kids. Leave the kids out of it. Leave the kid. Again, I don't care if it's him. I don't care if it's his next door neighbor. I don't care. Leave the kids out of it. Kids ain't got to have nothing to do with none of it. Okay? Leave your kids out of it. Whoever it is. I don't like it. Leave the kids out of it. Them young children ain't got nothing to do with your scamming ways or with they daddy scamming ways, whoever it is again. It ain't cool. It ain't cool. It ain't cool. It ain't cool. However, this man just don't stop though. Oh, okay. So he put I'm taking all credible interviews. Okay. So he started with what's his name? I mean, with what's the name? Angela Yee. So it says Bishop Lamar M. Whitehead and the mayor of New York City was set up by con man inbox me. Okay. Because he want to talk. Then he begins to post all of this. So he says the New Yorker calls Brandon Belmonte a businessman. Google him. He is the man that is trying to set up Bishop Lamar M. Whitehead and the mayor of NYC. Now, this is what I don't understand. Stop dragging that mayor into your stuff because the mayor is really trying to get away with you, get away from you. Literally, he's trying to get away from you. And again, this ain't it. This ain't it. So basically, again, he's I guess he's providing links to where this information is. Again, he's tagging MSNBC, ABC News, he's tagging CBS News, CNN, Baller Alert, The Shade Room. I notice he don't tag the neighborhood talk. That's because they call him a bling bling bishop over there on the neighborhood talk. He don't really got no time for them type of people. But yeah, he basically again, I just want him to sit down and stop. It seemed like that superseding indictment would have made this man shut up. But this is from when we were listening the other day to his so I don't know when you put command likes in him, do the bot respond? I ain't know I had that. Sorry, I was distracted by someone responding to me. Okay, that's cool. They're gonna need to admit him into the white room. Child, this man just don't stop. He just literally just does not stop. But yeah, I found that interesting. I have something else I want to show you guys really quick. Hmm. Because I'm not doing a separate video on this. I'm not. I am not. I repeat, I am not. Well, there's two things I want to talk about. Well, three. All I do know is he he had a whole birthday party, and that is Shaq, of course. Now, this article is saying shout out to Jasmine Brand, but this article says that Lakers legend Shaquille O'Neal is reportedly dodging a lawsuit. As previously reported last November, crypto heavy hitter FTX, I don't know nothing about this stuff, took a major fall and filed for bankruptcy. Now, a month later, its founder, Sam Bankman fired, was arrested for allegedly swindling money out of customers to fraudulently merge with his neighboring firm, uh, Amandetta Research, for personal gain. Now, prior to the company's crash in early 2022, Shaquille O'Neal was among the number of celebrities who endorsed the currency brand, encouraging potential investees to join the movement. Now, in June of that year, Shaquille O'Neal took to his Twitter to offer an honorary code for FTX newcomers. Now, he wrote, I teamed up with at FTX official to help make crypto more accessible for everyone. We have a whole lot planned, and let's start it off with the A bonus. Now it goes on to say, now ahead of that tweet in February of 2022, the 51-year-old was also seen partnering with the company during the Uber successful Super Bowl festival, Shaq's Fun House. Now I could have sworn this. Okay, so here's the original tweet. It says that, however, his steadfast promotion for the collaboration with FTX was seemingly short-lived, as O'Neill reneged on any direct involvement with the operation subsequent to its recent legal matters. Now, in an interview, the NBA phenomenon cited, a lot of people think I'm involved with FTX, but I was just a paid spokesperson for a commercial. But steering clear from the FTX frenzy, many not I'm sorry, may not be as easy as O'Neill had hoped it to be. Now, the New Jersey native has been named in a class action lawsuit against the once trending or trading giant. Okay. Now again, I don't know nothing about that crypto stuff. I don't know nothing about it. I don't know nothing about that stuff. I really don't. I remember, if I'm not mistaken, I think he was named. If I'm not mistaken, I think Kim Kardashian was named. And there was some other people. Hold on, I can tell you right now. Um, let's see. Although it's okay, so um, I don't think this gives me what I need to know. It's a list of them. In other words, it's a list of celebrities that are involved in this. Yes, so the Kim Kardashian is in it, Floyd Mayweather, Shaquille O'Neal, um, and I don't know if the Brady is supposed to be Tom Brady. But anyway, yeah, so it's some heavy hitters that's named in this particular lawsuit. So very interesting, very interesting. Okay. Very interesting. Okay, so let's talk about this him. Child, when I saw this, I was like, oh my goodness. Okay, so Tiger Woods slams a $30 million lawsuit claiming he wrongfully evicted his ex from his home and SA'd her. Says that she's just the ex-girlfriend. I want Tiger to just go play golf and get somewhere and sit his behind down. He getting too old to be in the news all the time. Literally. Like, getting too old. Anyway, Tiger Woods is shutting down his former girlfriend's claim that she is a victim of SA and says that she's just an ex-girlfriend, a jilted ex-girlfriend at that. Okay, now according to reports, billionaire golfer Tiger Woods slammed his ex-girlfriend Erica Herman after she argued in court filings that the NDA, the non-disclosure agreement, she signed in 2017, should she be tossed out due to allegations of SA. Now, according to Herman, the federal Speak Out Act, which cancels out the NDA if a dispute involving SA or SH arises following the initial argument. Now, again, I'm sorry, agreement. Remember, this is um yeah, I don't feel bad for him neither. Remember, this is alleged. Okay, he's trying to block this. He's trying to block this. But I'm not about to get into all of this for sure. For sure. Uh, this him girl. If it's not true, and he decides to sue, I be hoping that people who put these allegations out against friends that said that it ain't it, then girl, you need to pay the consequences for lying. If that's what you're doing, you absolutely need to pay the consequences for lying. I always say that, like, I feel like people who put out allegations like that aren't true, I feel like you should be charged with um the same, like, okay, like the punishment needs to be the same. Like if you're lying on someone, the punishment needs to be what they would get if they were found guilty. That's what I think. That's just what I think. That's how I feel about when you lying about certain things, and especially stuff like that has to do with sexual or SA. I feel like that's just the route that you should go. That's just me though. That's just me though. Okay. So y'all go check that out. It's over there on the Jasmine brand. Check that out if you want to know more about that story. Let's get into this. So I happen to see this, and I'm just out that this has actually been out for some time now. But I had no clue about it. Jesse Smollett. Now y'all know that man ain't even in jail no more. So this goes on to say that they are back. They're back. I'm not even gonna try to say their names, but this is the brothers that Jesse Smollett allegedly said that attacked him, right? But of course, these boys is
We started tussling, moving around, and then I threw him to the ground. He wanted it to look like he fought back. That was very important for him because he said, "Hey, don't just beat my ass, make it look like I'm fighting back and whatnot." So we did that, and then I threw him to the ground. And after I threw him to the ground, he had no bruise. I wanted it to look more real. So then I threw him to the ground. After I threw him to the ground, I used my knuckle and gave him a noogie. So I went like this. Why did I do that? To give him a scar, to give him a mark, to make it look real, like he really did get his ass beat. After I did that, I fake kicked him. I don't know what he was doing. I wasn't paying attention.
That's where I came around with the bleach, the infamous bleach in the hot sauce bottle, poured it on his shirt. Then I finally put the rope around his face. I did not put it around his neck. I just placed it on his face, and that's when we took off.
Then we started.
I'm sorry, it's not funny, but what were we supposed to do with this documentary? What we supposed to do with it? Man, that music took me out. Yo, this whole I chuckled at this morning. This really had me over here chuckling. I was like, what? Oh, I was like, oh my, this is weird. This is weird. Really, really weird. Okay. I was about to say, I know not. I know not. I know not. I done had to block about 4 or 5 folks on Instagram already. What's going on, Miss Joyce? What's going on? They don't sit down if they don't sit down. Yeah, child, they doing the most. They are absolutely doing the the most. Okay, the absolute most. Okay, so today is Tuesday. So I'm hoping you guys are having a fantastic day thus far. Okay, I hope that you are having a fantastic day thus far. So we talked about several things, but
I don't have that much juice on this phone, and hopefully I can still. Well, y'all, I just fell out the chair. Oh, Jesus. Oh, boy. Hello. It ain't nobody in here but me. I'm all right, though. Y'all can hear the way you walk. Glory be to God. I don't have that much juice on this phone, and hopefully I can still. Well, y'all, I just fell out the chair. Oh, Jesus. Oh, boy. Hello. It ain't nobody in here but me. I'm all right, though. Y'all can hear the way you walk. Glory be to God. I don't have that much juice on this phone, and hopefully I can still. Well, y'all, I just fell out the chair. Oh, Jesus.
the fact that she was oh God. Oh. One more time.
Oh, boy. Hello. It ain't nobody in here.
It was the hello for me. What was that? What was that hello supposed to do? Oh God. Oh God. What was what was what was that hello supposed to do? Oh
Here
God.
but me. I'm all right, though. Y'all can hear the way you walk. Glory be to God. I don't have that much juice on this phone, and hopefully I can still. Well, y'all, I just fell out the chair. Oh, Jesus. Oh, boy. Hello. It ain't nobody in here but me.
Oh. I got one more for y'all. Oh, my stomach hurt from laughing. Oh. Oh. Oh my goodness. Oh. Oh. I got another one for y'all though. Hold on.
You. Yes, ma'am. that you are working on something right now. And I feel success coming up behind it, but I also feel lots of opposition. There's some people that's in your circle that's telling you that they're your friends and they're talking against your future. Yes, ma'am. That you are working on something right now. And I feel success coming up behind it, but I also feel lots of opposition. There's some people that's in your circle that's telling you that they're your friends and they're talking against your future. Yes, ma'am. That you are working on something right now. And I feel success coming up behind it, but I also feel lots of opposition. There's some people that's in your circle that's telling you that they're your friends and they're talking against your future. Yes, ma'am. That you are working on something right now. And I feel success coming up behind it, but I also feel lots of opposition. There's some people that's in your circle that's telling you that they're your friends and they're talking against your future. Yes, ma'am. That you are working on something right now. And I feel success coming up behind it, but I also feel lots of opposition. There's some people that's in your circle that's telling you that they're your friends and they're talking against your future. Yes, ma'am. That you are working on something right now. And I feel success coming up behind it, but I also feel lots of opposition. There's some people that's in your circle that's telling you that they're your friends and they're talking against your future.
Yeah.
That you are working on.
Oh, that gets me every time. All them people asked for was a picture. That's all. That's all they asked for was a picture.
Something right now, and I feel you. Yes, ma'am. That you are working on something right now, and I feel success coming up behind it, but I also feel lots of opposition. There's some people that's in your circle that's telling you that they're your friends and they're talking against your future.
But when she turned around, she just knew. Oh, she just knew she had gave them a prophetic word. She just knew. Oh, oh my God. Oh, that should not be that funny, but that is hilarious to me because all them people wanted was a picture with Kelly Price. That's all they want. So to get out of taking the picture, because your wig look a little rough, you thought you could give us a word. Okay, I gotta tell you. Mm. Hilarious. Okay, listen, y'all. That's it for today. That's it for today. That's it. That's it. One more time.
You. Yes, ma'am. That you are working on something right now, and I feel success coming up behind it, but I also feel lots of opposition. There's some people that's in your circle that's telling you that they're your friends and they're talking against your future.
That lady right there rubbing on her back because that's all she wanted to do. That's all she wanted was a picture. That's all that lady wanted. Oh, oh my goodness. Okay, listen, y'all. Today has been a hoot and a key. I had to end this on a high note. I had to end this on a high note. Listen, those of you that know, you know, again, y'all, be on the lookout for some content that is going to be released. And then we're also going to be having some information in regards to when I'm out, the stuff that's going to be drops, such as Bel Air reviews. We're gonna do Best Man final chapter reviews, as well as um Harlem. Okay, so we're gonna do those three while I am out. So please, if you can do whatever you can to support, if that's just by liking, because that is free 99 to like. It's free 99 to subscribe, and it's free 99 to bang that notification bell so you don't miss nothing. Okay, because Kelly Sherelle Price had a word for you. Okay,
Yes, ma'am. That you are working on something
you
right
are
now,
working on
and I
something
feel
right now,
success coming.
and I feel success coming up behind that thing.
up behind it, but I also feel
But
lots
I
of
also feel
opposition.
lust of opposition.
There's some people that's in your
There's
circle
some people
that's
that's in
telling you
your
that they're your
circle
friends and they talking
that's
against your
telling you
future.
that they're your friends and they're talking against your future, your future. Well, Kelly, I would hate to challenge your prophetic word, but there are some people that came up against your future too, and they also came up against your wig and didn't have the nerve to tell you that something was going on with your wig. Okay. I mean, that what they should have told you. Something's going on with your wig. Okay. Well, listen, y'all. I'm about to go lay down. Okay, it took a lot to do this live. But again, I appreciate you guys for tuning in. I hope everyone uh enjoyed at least the ending of this, because I know the beginning of this we talked about some heavy topics. I'm again glad to see that Rasheem Carter's case is being seen in the news. Is very important. We talked about this so-called Pastor Hill. We talked about the possibilities of GLORILLA being sued. Also listened to Ricky Smiley's interview with Tamron Hall. It was great to hear that again. So I appreciate you guys for tuning in. We talked about the bishop, but again, I appreciate you guys for tuning in. Again, if you don't mind, you can bless the channel. It is scrolling across the bottom of the screen. And with that being said, we should have something coming up a little bit later on today, and then I have some good news for you guys coming up by the end of this week. Well, with that being said, y'all, I appreciate it. Make sure you like the video on your way out, subscribe to the channel, bang that notification bell, and I'll see you guys later. Bye. Peace and blessings.